Hi, today we have Renault Laguna 1.6 16-valve engine. I'm going to show you how to replace the timing belt and the coolant pump. We are going to start by raising the vehicle because we have to remove the V-belt and protective plastics under the engine, and we have to remove the front right wheel. We have removed the front right wheel. Now we are going to remove the protective plastic. Now we have raised the vehicle up. Now we have to remove the V-belt. To remove the V-belt, we are going to insert here 40mm wrench key, and we are going to turn it clockwise to release the tension, and we can remove the V-belt. And you can see the tension is releasing the tension on the V-belt. Now the V-belt is removed, and because we are going to change the coolant pump, we are going to drain the coolant. We have drained the coolant through the radiator hose, and now we can return it so we don't forget later. Now we have to remove the plug so we can lock the crankshaft. The plug is over here. To remove the plug, we use this kind of key. And we are turning counterclockwise to open the plug. And now we are going to put the locking tool. I'm using this bolt to lock the crankshaft. It's long 70mm. And we are going to turn it. And then we can lock the crankshaft. Now the crankshaft is locked, and we can remove the crankshaft pulley. To remove the crankshaft, we have to turn anti-clockwise, 18mm wrench, and to hold it not to open, we can lock here on the flywheel. We can insert a big screwdriver and turn it anti-clockwise to remove the bolt. That would be something like this. And now we can open the bolt. The crankshaft pulley is now removed. Now we can lower the car and we can support the engine, so we can remove the engine mounting. I am supporting the engine like this way, and now we can remove the rubber mounting. First we are opening the center bolt that goes with the aluminium mounting. It's 18mm wrench. Now we are going to open with 16mm wrench this one, this one and this one. There are 3 bolts. And now we can remove the rubber mounting. Now we have to disconnect the wiring because it's going through here. For this one we are going to need a little screwdriver. You can remove the connector like this. Now we pull the plastic through here, and on this side there is a bolt with 10mm wrench key, and also we are going to disconnect the tank venting valve wire, and we can remove them all like this. Now we have to open the aluminium mounting. It's this one, this one, this one and this one. 16mm wrench. And now we can see the weld. Now we have to open the bolts that hold this aluminium mounting. It's here 1, 2, here is nut 3, also is having another nut 4, and one bolt here 5. All the nuts and bolts are removed. Now we are going to adjust, we are going to lower the engine, so we can remove the plastic cover. We have lowered the engine. Now we can remove the plastic cover for the timing belt. There are 4 bolts total, and there are 2 hoses that we are going to just to pull them out from the plastic clips. Here is the protective plastic, and now we can raise the engine again to remove the aluminium mounting. Here is the aluminium mounting, and now we can see the timing belt. Now we have to remove this plastic cover for the air filter. It's very easy to remove. And here are 2 rubber seals that needs to be removed, so we can lock the camshaft. We have cleaned the area. Someone is been messing with silicone. That's silly. Now we are going to remove. We take a screwdriver and we are going to hammer it a little so we can remove the rubber seal. Now we can remove the rubber caps. Don't worry to destroy them, because in the new set they are new ones, and you can notice that here is different. It's not in the center, it's little X center. The smaller part needs to be pointed down. And now we are going to lock the camshafts with special key. This is my special key, it's homemade, and it's putting like this, and now the camshafts are locked. And now we can open the tensioner. We can open the center bolt of the tensioner. It's 13mm wrench. We have removed the tensioner. Now we can remove the timing belt. And now we are going to remove the idler pulley. We are going to open the idler with Torx 55, turning anti-clockwise. And now we can remove the coolant pump. All the bolts are opened. Now we can remove the coolant pump. Here is the coolant pump. Because there is a limited space for working, now I can show you where are the bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one is 7 with 13mm wrench. To fit easier the timing belt, we are also going to open these two sprockets, and we have to clean the engine to see from where the oil was leaking. Now we can clean the engine. Clean where we are going to install the new coolant pump. Here we have the old parts from the we have been removed, and here are the new parts. Inside there are rubber seals for the camshafts, bolt for the crankshaft, new idler, tensioner, and also the timing belt. And here we have new coolant pump, new gasket, and new bolt for the tensioner. Now we are going to install. First we are going to start with the coolant pump. We are installing the bolt for the tensioner now, and now we can install the gasket. We are going to fit the gasket. It's going to lock here and here on the engine. And now we can mount the coolant pump. The coolant pump we are going to pass through here, and it's going to insert it in the right place. We have installed the coolant pump. Now we are going to return the bolts. We have fitted the 13mm wrench. Now here are the 10mm wrench. I already told you there is a very tight space for work. I can't show you all the bolts, but you can see from the coolant pump where are all the bolts where need to be placed. Now we are going to tighten the bolts. There are 8 of them, and also you can see we have cleaned the engine area. It was very greasy. We have tightened the coolant pump, and now we are going to assemble the idler pulley. Here is the idler pulley, and it's going and we are tightening with 55 Torx wrench. And now we can mount the tensioner. Here is the tensioner. You can see also the direction for adjusting the tension, and this here needs to be inserted into the coolant pump pocket right under the bolt. Now we are going to install the camshaft pulley. First we are installing the exhaust camshaft. And these holes here, these two holes must be pointing at 12 o'clock. So now we can put the belt in, and now we are going to install the inlet camshaft sprocket, and you can see it can move everywhere. There are no pins that are holding the camshaft gears. That's why the crankshaft is locked. Also the camshaft is locked with the special key. And now we are installing the camshaft gear sprocket. Now we can adjust the tensioner. We are turning clockwise the tensioner with 6mm hex key, and you can see the tensioner pin where it's moving, and it has to be in the middle for the right tension. Then we are tightening with 13mm wrench the nut, and now we can tighten the 18mm wrench camshaft sprocket nuts. Now you can tighten the nuts, has to be tightened very well, and you can hold it with this kind of key, and you are tightening with the other. Also it's holding the camshaft locking key, and now we can install the aluminium mounting. Now we are going to mount the aluminium mounting. This bolt has to be inserted, so because later it's not going to, there is no possibility to be installed. Now we can tighten its aluminium mounting. Now we can lower the engine to install the protective plastic from the bottom side. Here is the plastic. Now we are going to install it. We have installed the plastic. for the two hoses that are going on the plastic. And now we can raise the engine to install the rubber mounting. First we are going to return the wires. Connecting the connectors, and there is one bolt here. It's a M6 10mm wrench, and returning the wire for the tank venting valve. Now we are going to install the aluminium mounting that connects to the rubber mounting. There are 3 bolts. And now we can install the rubber mounting. Now the engine is connected. We can remove the engine support. Now we are going to remove the camshaft locking tool, and we can install the new rubber seals. Here are the 2 rubber seals. Small one goes here, and the bigger one goes here. Now we are installing the air filter hose. Now we can raise the vehicle. Now we can tighten it to the camshaft. We can tighten it now because the camshaft locking tool is inserted. We can tighten it easily. And now we can remove the crankshaft locking pin. Here is the locking pin. Now we can return the plug. Now we are going to turn the engine by hand to ensure that everything is okay. We have turned the engine, everything seems to be fine, and now we can install the V-belt. The V-belt goes from the crankshaft to the tensioner, servo, returns to the idler, goes to the alternator, and is moving through the AC. Now we are going to use 13mm wrench, turn it clockwise to install the V-belt. The V-belt is now installed. Now we can install the protective plastic. Protective plastic is installed. Now we can install the wheel. We have lowered the car. Now we can fill with coolant. And also we are going to open this bolt, plastic bolt here. It's for bleeding the system for the coolant. We are going to fill. Now we have filled the expansion tank with water, with coolant, and you can see here is starting to leaking. Now we can return the plastic bolt. That means the system is bleed, but we are going to still open the cap, and now we can start the engine. Everything looks fine. Now we are going to left the engine to work until it reaches 90 degrees Celsius. You can see bubbles are still coming out. That means that still is air inside into the system. And now we are going to let the car to work.